The following is a letter from the unnamed man in today's gospel who was healed and returned to give thanks to Jesus. Dear Jesus, I pray this letter finds you well. The day I saw you, I knew you were on your way to Jerusalem. The word in this land is that you and your disciples have run into a bit of trouble there, and I am deeply grieved to learn of this, for you are a man of incredible goodness and love. I will never forget you for giving me a second chance in life. Not only did you heal me of that dreaded disease, but you healed my heart and restored my faith in God. You may not know, or perhaps you do, for I have a feeling you know all, that to live with leprosy is really no life at all. I do not know how long I've had the disease because when a person is isolated from the rest of the world, you begin to lose track of time. Days bleed into months, and months into years. And with every passing day, hope slowly slips away into the shadows of life. Because of the disease, I lost my job and was no longer able to provide for my family. As the sores on my skin persisted, I found it safer for my loved ones to separate myself from them as well. So I said goodbye to my family and friends long ago, being sentenced to a life among the dead. I can say it is a long and difficult day to be in this world, but unable to actually live in this world. To know that somewhere in the distance your wife and children are struggling without you to put food on the table and a roof over their heads. My mind cannot imagine what my wife had to endure in order to secure provisions for our children in my absence. As you know, this land is unkind and unforgiving to women who have no husband to provide or protect them. Over time, this disease can make a man numb inside, or shall I say, at best become numb. Many people, realizing their fate, lose their minds, really, completely unable to cope. Some become bitter and filled with hate towards everyone, including themselves. When you're plagued with this hideous disease, your flesh slowly becomes covered in ugly and painful sores. You no longer resemble anything human, but more some kind of a monster. People keep their distance, and if they see you, they become terrified at your very presence. And that feeling of being something less than human begins to seep into your very soul. Then the day comes when no one sees you at all, and you disappear from the landscape of life. The thing about leprosy is that it does not discriminate on who it comes to. In the circle of the damned, I have met men and women of all stations of life, from army commanders to peasants. Yet, once the leprosy enters your body, none of that matters any longer. Stations in society are all leveled to a single plane when people are faced with the same dark, lonely, and isolating future. This, Jesus, was the state of my life the day I saw you. I had been traveling with 9 other men who were also plagued with the disease. They had become bitter and angry over the years, and I must confess, Lord, that I had fallen into the same hardness of heart. But we had heard about you, as word had spread throughout Galilee and beyond, this man who had been healing people of all kinds of infirmities. There was even word that you had raised a man from the dead and had driven out demons from a man who had been consumed by them for many years. So when we saw you, our spirits were lifted at the possibility that we could be healed too. Then when we called out to you, you turned and you saw us. You actually saw us. I could see right away in your eyes that when you looked at me, you did not see a monster, but a hurting and fragile soul in need of God's mercy. I knew then that I was standing in the gaze of the holy, and my hardened heart began to melt inside of me. I honestly cannot remember the last time someone looked at me and actually saw me for who I am on the inside and not judge me for my outward appearance. Then I heard you say, "Go and show yourselves to the priest." I knew deep down I didn't need to ask why. As we were making our way there, I began to notice that the sores slowly closing up and my strength was returning. As I looked down, I saw for the first time in a long time the flesh of my youth. I was healed. I could not believe my eyes, Jesus. My heart burst open with overwhelming joy. My life had been restored. I immediately thought of my family and friends, and I could not wait to run and see them. As I looked up at the other 9 men, I noticed that they too were being healed. I watched them as they came to the realization of this incredible gift they had been given. Each one of them, one by one, overwhelmed with excitement, headed off to their respective homes. I wanted to see my family too, as soon as possible, but in my heart, I could not forget the one who gave me new life. So I immediately ran back to you. Consumed with gratitude, I fell at your feet and thanked you for all that you have done for me. I remember the last thing you said to me before we parted ways. "Get up and go, your faith has made you well." You see, at first I didn't understand what you meant because you had already healed me of my disease. But as time has passed since that day, I have come to realize that what you were saying was that my faith in you has healed my heart as well. And this, Lord, has been the most precious gift of all. I know now that God is with me always, and together I can endure anything. I do not know what my future holds for me as I enter into this new life, but what I do know is that you will forever live in me, for you will forever be the life inside of me. Not just because you healed me of the leprosy, but because you have restored my faith in God. In you I have hope to hold on to, no matter what comes my way. How I pray that all people are able to find you and find their way into your gaze. There are no words that can fully express how thankful I am for you, Jesus. Therefore, I shall show my gratitude by living the rest of my days seeking you and reflecting your love to others. Signed, your humble servant. Amen.
Parish. Please like and subscribe for more great content and reflections from our community.